Hey, this is Kate from dailytarotgirl.com, and this is your weekly tarot card reading. And for this week's reading, I'm using the Osho Zen Tarot deck. All right, so my intention with this reading, as always, is to get like a little sneak peek into the energies of the upcoming week so that we can get some fresh inspiration and ideas for the week ahead. So I've chosen 3 cards. Each card is going to represent a different portion of the upcoming week. So let's just zoom in here. All right. So let's begin with the first card. The first card is for Monday and Tuesday, and I've got a chunk of blue celestite here for the reading. I'm thinking of doing a video where I share my crystal collection because I don't think I've done a video like that yet. So I thought that would be fun to do coming this week maybe. Okay, so for Monday and Tuesday we have the Dream. Now this is 6 of water, or it would be 6 of cups in a Rider-Waite Smith deck. So we have 6 of water, the Dream. This is interesting. I like this card. This is an interesting card to explore. So this is about kind of how do I put this into words? This card represents kind of our tendency to fantasize and have these sort of dreams and fantasies of what our ideal reality should look like, or what we would like it to look like. We do this a lot with partners and in romantic situations where maybe you meet someone and you don't know much about them, but then you kind of fill in all the blanks with your fantasies, and you build this idea of how this person is going to be, and then inevitably they're going to disappoint you because they're not going to live up to your fantasy of them. But we do it with other stuff too. We do it with jobs. I know myself, when I was younger, I always thought that if I just found the right career, everything would fall into place, everything would be perfect. And there's no such thing as like a perfect career where you love every single day of working in that career. But this is about kind of our tendency to project and to fantasize and to craft this sort of other reality, which is always kind of what we're working towards, but which, is kind of unattainable. So whenever this card shows up in a reading, it's kind of an indication to be aware of how you do this, because this is something that you can actually use to your advantage. So having that fantasy and those ideals about how you want your life to be is really good. It's good to tap into that, because that tells you what your values are, what's important to you, what you're desiring in your life, what might be lacking in your life. And you can use that to you can use it as a compass to guide some of your actions and what you're putting your energy into. But you don't want to make the mistake of comparing your life now to this fantasy narrative that you've crafted in your mind, because that is going to bring this sense of loss and lack and pain, because you're like, oh, there's such a big chasm between where I'm at now and how I would like things to be. So it's good to fantasize and to have those ideals as a guide as to what's important to you, but you don't want to have that expectation that things are ever going to be perfect or whatever. Let's have a look at... Actually, I want to say one more thing. The Dream is essentially about romanticizing certain things. We romanticize the future and we can romanticize the past. We often have a hard time romanticizing the present moment. Like, it's really hard to do that. But we sometimes romanticize the past. Now, I think of, I'm nostalgic about certain things, and I can see how I've put a positive spin on certain things in my past where, if I'm honest with myself, when I was when I was living that, when that was my now, it wasn't so rosy or so perfect. But then now that it's past and I can look back on it through a different lens, sometimes I romanticize things from the past. So this is just kind of, I think, a reminder that you might be romanticizing certain things, and to just be aware of that. As we get into the middle of the week, so Wednesday, Thursday, we have sharing. Oops. I feel like my backdrops are sometimes hard to prop cards up. Okay. Sharing. So let's just zoom in here. Okay, so this would be the Queen of Wands in a Rider-Waite deck. She's kind of the Queen of Fire in the Osho Zen Tarot. So Queen of Wands has that fiery, warm energy. This is a woman who is passionate about life. She's very creative, and she's passionate about following her dreams. And it's almost like following her dreams and diving into creativity is her way of worship in the world. It's her way of honoring life, is by doing these things. So the message I get from this card, I get a couple of messages. One is that when you follow your heart and your creative spirit, and you put energy and time into doing things that you love, that bring you joy, that in itself is a way to be connected to spirit. You're connected to spirit when you do those things. And that's a way for you to honor your own life and just life in general. And the other message I get with this card is that you have something really special to share with others, whether that is with your family, with your group of friends, with your community, or with a much bigger community. There's something in you, and this is true for all of us, there's something in you that needs to be shared. The world will be a richer, brighter, warmer place if you share that thing with others. And how you know what that is, what is it that you're supposed to share? Because this was a dilemma I had for many, many, many years when I was younger. It's like, I know that there's something inside of me that I want to share with the world, but I don't know what it is. And the process of discovering that is about paying attention to the things that light you up, the things that you really, truly enjoy doing. And start there and see where it takes you. Let's have a look at the last card. This is the card for the end of the week, so Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it's tuning in. So it's 4 of water, which would be, oh, you know what? Did I mess up? No, I didn't. It is water. Okay, 4 of water. Would this be 4 of cups? I feel like this is kind of 4 of swords type energy. I'm starting to doubt myself now. I don't think I messed up though. I think this is water. The blue is water. That always kind of throws me in a tarot deck when they switch the suits up and they have like a different name for it. Okay, so this is 4, would be 4 of cups, I guess, in a Rider-Waite deck. Here it's 4 of water. And it says turning in. And I love this because here is a person who looks like they're in meditation. They have their eyes closed, and all around them are these sort of ghosts, and they're trying to influence them and whisper things to them. And I feel like this is a symbol for kind of tuning out all the voices and all the opinions and the chatter of not just the world around you, but your inner chatter as well, because we all have those voices and, you know, your inner critic and stuff, kind of tuning those voices out and just tuning into your body, tuning into your emotions, tuning in and noticing what's going on without judging, without adding a story to it. Because I think that's one thing that we're so good at, because we're all natural storytellers, and we're so good at putting a story, putting a narrative on our feelings. Because if you have an emotion that bubbles up to the surface, the most natural thing to do, for me anyway, is to make up a story about why that emotion is there. You know, whose fault is it that I feel this way? Or maybe this emotion is happening because this happened or that happened. That's kind of the thing I think that we default to is make up a story about why we feel the way we do. But this card is suggesting that you just sit with your feelings and try not to do that and see what happens when you don't put a story on your emotions, on your feelings. And see what happens to that feeling when you just hold a space for it, allow it to be there, kind of like it's a guest, kind of like this feeling has come for tea. It's a guest, and you're just gonna sit with it for a while, as long as it needs you to sit with it before it moves on, and just kind of see what happens. Okay, so zooming out and looking at all these cards, and as always, I want to invite you to share your thoughts on these cards. You know, is there a particular card that you're drawn to? Is there a particular card that you resonate with? Sometimes there's like one symbol, one visual element of a card that just really draws you in. Like for me, I'm really drawn to that candle that this woman's holding on the platter. You know, is there something in particular that you're drawn to? Just noticing that and asking yourself, like, what does that symbol mean to me? So when I look at the candle, because that's where my attention is going, I think, okay, what does the candle symbolize? To me, that symbolizes consciousness and that kind of lighting the way, sort of consciousness turning on, that inner light that lights the way. And it relates to my life in that I've been doing a lot of meditating lately, and I've been doing this one meditation where I imagine my whole body is just light and it's emanating light. And that meditation has really been helping me a lot. And I feel like this symbol is a message to keep doing that. So that's what it means to me. Now, you might be drawn to something else in this reading, and it may have a different meaning for you. And that's the beauty of tarot. So let's look at all of these cards together. And I really realize I've been speaking for a while now, so I'm going to wrap it up. But I think that there is this, I don't really see, well, no, there is a theme. The theme is consciousness and becoming aware of things, becoming aware of how you like to romanticize things, becoming aware of, you know, how you maybe put a story on certain things, and being able to, when you become aware of that, that tendency kind of recedes to the background for a little while, and you can see things as they are. You get a sense of peace and clarity, and your inner light can shine brighter when it's not bogged down by your judgments, your stories that you put on things, and by your fantasies and your romanticization of things. So I hope that made sense. Yeah, it looks like a fun week ahead. I think that like meditation will be helpful this week, indulging your creative side, indulging that playful side, all helpful things. So I just want to say thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this reading, and be sure to check out my website, dailytarotgirl.com. I'll put the link below this video. I've got tons of fun tarot learning resources for you to explore on my website. So thanks again for watching, and have a beautiful week.